Ray Rastelli III. It's probably our first time together. Very nice to meet you.
It's good to see you. I actually saw you at the Foodie Fest
Of course we did.
Maybe a month or two ago.
Of course we did. It's our first show together. I love Rastelli's. So honored to have this whole hour with you guys. Let's start with one of, can I say like one of the most popular, I think it's your, you know, Ray's, like one of his favorite ways to eat premium pork, right? This is the premium pork ribeye steaks with the Tuscan butter. You are getting 10 6-ounce. More just arrived, free shipping and handling on this. Again, 8 nominations. Congratulations, Brittany and everyone at Rastelli's for your 8 nominations each for Rastelli's and Egg Harbor. But this is special. Fewer than 1,000 to go around. This is a whole different way of eating pork because not only is this a premium pork ribeye, but it is so much different than our pork chops and applesauce, right? Like what we are so used to.
It really is. And you know what? I don't know if you've ever, grew up, I remember as a kid eating the, grandmom's pork chop. I know for me, Brittany and I talk about it all the time. When I would go off to school when I was a little kid and I would ask my mom, what are we having for dinner tonight? She would always say pork chops, right? And I would think about it throughout the day. I'm like, oh, I really don't want to have pork chops tonight. I know I'm going to need so much applesauce to get it down, right? Because it was like the driest piece of meat that we would ever eat.
Yep.
That is not what this product is. And Nancy, that is why so many folks at QVC have made this a staple in their purchases of Rastelli products is because of what you're seeing on the screen right now, right? You see how much moisture is in this pork chop. It is not a pork chop. We call it a pork ribeye steak for a reason. First and foremost, it's from the rib end of the pork loin. That's where we get that different texture and that really soft, tender, juicy bite. And I'm actually going to take you to the raw meat block here in a second to show you because I think it really helps you understand what makes this particular pork so special. If you've ever ordered a Rastelli prime rib, like around the holidays, right? You really treat yourself or your family to one of those beautiful prime ribs. I want you to think about this pork the same exact way. This is a prime rib of pork, just like this. It starts off at about 5 pounds in size.
It's a beautiful cut.
Right, you're absolutely right. We take all that heavy fat and all the stuff that you don't want to have left on your plate when you're done. But then what we do is we take it and we just cut these perfect, beautiful 6-ounce pieces. But the reason I'm doing this raw, and I want you to see it, is I want you to see this marbling that's running all throughout that pork ribeye steak.
Yeah.
That marbling is what you want to look for when you go to a great steakhouse. When you go to a 5-star, 7-star restaurant steakhouse in New York City and you're looking for a really high-end premium cut of beef, they're bringing you over steaks that have the most marbling in them, just like this pork. That's what separates this from anything else that you buy at the grocery store. Traditionally, when you go to the grocery store, you buy a pork chop that just has absolutely no marbling in it.
So you were just butchering that to kind of show exactly how they're going to get it at home.
Right.
So what you're going to receive at home is an individually packed piece of pork, just like this. Blast frozen.
Right.
And then from here you defrost it. As you saw, Ray just kind of cut that into that beautiful 6-ounce portion. But you can even be your own butcher at home, which is what Ray kind of did for you all here.
Sure.
We have a couple things to show you. 1 is the fajitas, 2 is the ribs, and 3 is the kebabs. So you can slice them into strips or cubes. But Ray, I have your favorite. And now that the weather's starting to break.
Yep. Yeah, let's make some room for that.
I'm going to put it right here on the mashed potatoes.
Oh, did you make me a schnitzel, Brittany?
Yes.
You know my husband is Austrian. We lived in Austria and Germany, for 5 years. It is all about the schnitzel. I even had a blog called Kimchi and Schnitzel. I love schnitzel, right? And by the way, this 6 ounce is huge. Look at that. Is that one?
Exactly. Yes, that's just one. So when Ray goes and takes that premium pork ribeye and then pounds it thin, that's usually enough for both of us. Exactly. Right. So I hope I'm making you proud here with the gravy on top as well.
That is hands down my favorite dish that we make at home. But again, it's because
comfort.
It is. And this pork is just so versatile, Nancy. You can do so many different things with it. Whether you're eating it just like a chop, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a king of I think, all pork ribeye steaks when you try it this way, and we give you the Tuscan herb butter with it.
Delicious.
So if you've ever gone to a great steakhouse, what they do just before they bring that steak to you is they take a little dollop of butter like you have here that you're going to receive, and they put it on top of that steak on the way to the server bringing it to you. And all it does is it just lets that flavor infuse throughout the steak, and ultimately that's what you're seeing here on top of this pork ribeye steak.
So there's no bone, right?
That's it. Nope.
End-to-end delicious meat, and we are talking about juicy, tender, meaty, no bones, end-to-end meat. Look at that juice. And fork tender, by the way, right?
Fork tender.
Right. I'm going to cut right through the center of this pork ribeye. I mean, this is a big steak. This is 6 ounces. I'm cutting right through the center with the fork. You can't do that with a pork chop that you go buy at the grocery store. And that's why so many folks have loved this product. This is the #1 item we sell in our butcher shop. Folks from all over the world come asking for it. But more than anything, it's become one of the best-selling items at QVC in our brand because folks just love it. When you try this, it really truly ruins regular pork for you.
Pork tacos right there, and these are like premium pork ribeye steak tacos, right? Brittany and Ray, can I tell you that this is coming out to $6.99 each? Do you mind raising up that schnitzel one more time and saying $6.99 as we are showing that, because that's what that is coming out to, and that is a big piece of meat. When you pound that down to a delicious, I would say like Austrian size schnitzel. It's so delicious.
Covering the whole plate.
Right.
And it's so tender that you're able to do that at home. You know, just take your plastic wrap, take your mallet, and go ahead and get it as thin as you want.
Talk to me about Rastelli's. I know we have the whole hour together, but this is like restaurant quality steaks and meats and chops. Like, we have to really reiterate that, because if we were in Austria, that would be a €30 schnitzel. I'm not even kidding, Brittany, you know? And you supply to all the best steakhouses all around the world, all around the country, but you are also one of the top suppliers and the only suppliers to the only 7-star restaurant, Michelin star in Dubai in the world, right? Like, that is just impressive.
You're spot on. We are celebrating our 48th year this year.
48 years.
My father started the company. Yeah, 48 years ago. Believe it or not, a lot of people think he's my brother because he still looks so young.
He does.
But it's just because you're getting older.
Or maybe because I'm getting older and
older.
But he started when he was 17 years old, right, in that small family butcher shop here in southern New Jersey. Eventually grew it to 8 butcher shops, and then we started supplying restaurants, and everything, Nancy, you just said, we still do today. We still bring all of these beautiful premium products to all of our high-end restaurant clients all throughout the country, but yes, absolutely abroad as well. We actually ship to 26 different countries and that 7-star restaurant you're talking about in Dubai.
Ray, talk to me, because I am here in beautiful Pennsylvania. I'm in Amish country. Where are these products sourced from?
That's where it comes from. It comes from your backyard, right? So yes, QVC's right in Westchester. If you drive 15 to 20 minutes north and northwest, you're starting to get into the area where all this pork comes from. So this is locally sourced right here in our backyard. You know, our butcher shop is here in southern New Jersey, so we want to make sure we're always sourcing as locally as we can. And these farmers we have done business with for the last 48 years now. I mean, these were some of the original farmers my father started working with for that very first butcher shop, and we still have those great relationships with them today because we're just a really good partner, and they are to us as well, right? And at the end of the day, they know what we expect, and we expect that product to perform each and every time because we're only as good as the products that we bring to you. If you don't like it when you get it at home, we really aren't going to have a leg to stand on. So we want to make sure we're going to blow you away each and every time, and that's no different with this pork. Nancy, one of my favorite ways to eat it, we're right here in the heat of the summer, we have a few more weeks. If you take one of these chops when you get it at home and slice it into like fajita strips, you know, 6 or 8 strips on each chop, and you take them and put them on your grill like we have here, and I'll pull a couple off just so you can see it. No, these are actually just barbecue, boneless, what we call rib fingers, right? So instead of dealing with a baby back rib, you can just put some barbecue sauce on it. They're completely boneless, and they're so easy to cook. They grill in minutes. I mean, we do these pretty much every weekend at our home, and our guests just absolutely love them because they're so tender.
Oh, they're so good. There's only 950 to go around. By the way, Ray, would you give them a little bit of like cooking tips? Because it doesn't take long, right? Like, even, first of all, you're getting them individually wrapped, like you said, like you showed, Brittany, right? The 6 ounce, show what that is. That looks like a ribeye steak, Brittany. I mean, huge. You can literally cut it in half and have 2 portions of protein for your, you know, your partner.
You're right, and Brittany and I will often do that during the week because we're really not that hungry. We're picking throughout the day at work, so we'll take one of these, cut it in half. Again, you're going to eat every ounce of this. There's no heavy fat.
So that's $3.50 each.
Left. Right.
Like what?
Exactly, right? So when you get this at home, you can run this under cold water in the vacuum packaging like you're seeing here.
Yep.
And it's going to thaw in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes, really quickly, right?
In a water
and if you don't
bath?
get to it for 3 or 4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah.
Because of that vacuum package, it's okay to leave in your refrigerator. However, there's so many different ways to prepare this. You can just do it in a skillet. Again, you have that butter, put the butter on top.
That's it.
Sear it on both sides, cook for 5 minutes on each side.
5 minutes on each side, that's it.
So 130, right?
On.
130
How about
degrees,
some,
and it's
like,
done. You can put
Tacos, fajitas, kebabs. I mean, think of it as your alternative to like beef, right? That delicious pork, and unlike any other pork that you have tasted, because this is a pork ribeye with the Tuscan butter. Feature price $69.98. You're getting 10 of the 6 ounces. Easy to split as well. It comes out to $6.99 each. Thanks, Ray. More just arrived.